Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me once again. My name is Wilky and I am here with the last PvE, or last video in general, of closed beta of Kritika Online. We're about 6 hours left until the servers will be shut down, and then we gotta wait until open beta hits. As I said, as of this point, still no information. By the time this video will be live, there might be information floating around though. So I'll definitely keep you updated. I am on my Vamp. As I said, I did actually manage to, play, or start playing her, because I was not sure whether or not closed beta would actually end early or late on the 13th, or actually, since the servers are basically, the time is currently based on the US server, actually, it's gonna be night of the 14th of June when the servers will be going down. But generally what I'm saying is, I was lucky that my internet was not down for such a long period of time, and I am actually able to test out the Vamp. And as a comparison, I'd have to say Vamp feels more straightforward, but actually I think Valkyrie, at least from what I've played so far, maybe that'll change late game, but generally I feel like Valkyrie was doing better in PvE than Vamp. But like, Vamp is not doing bad at all, it's not that, but generally most of the skills that Valkyrie had felt more impactful, and I was dealing better damage. But I have a new skill, this little Kamehameha thingy, arterial burst, which is called, which actually dealt quite a bit of damage, so I'm curious to see how things actually will be going. But yeah, I do actually enjoy both of these classes. I'm not entirely sure which of the two I'm gonna be making in open beta, but that's definitely, like, I'm not gonna be in a hurry. I mean, I can make the base class so I can get the name and everything, but like, there's no rush at actually leveling them up, especially if I don't have my Doomblade on 65 yet. And as you probably have guessed by now, Doomblade is still gonna be my main. Shadow Mage, I don't know, it was fun, but it did not feel not nearly as compelling, as entertaining as Doomblade did. Catspaw was actually pretty close to a similar experience, but I don't know, like, Doomblade just really felt really alright. It was just like, you know, when you pick the class that you really genuinely enjoy. And obviously, you're always thinking about, well, how do different classes feel? How does that feel? How does this class play? And stuff like that. But Doomblade just generally felt alright for me, so that's most likely where the road is gonna go for me. And as I said, Vamp actually is cool. I like the fact that there's no mana, so she has the advantage compared to, well, other classes who do use mana, which is, I think, everything else other than Berserker. Maybe other classes don't use mana as well, so don't nail me in that one. There might be classes that do not use mana, like Berserk doesn't and Vamp doesn't, but I mean, mana potions are probably only a thing because when I did some of the insane dungeons, my gear is just so horrible on my Doomblade that I virtually need like 2 minutes to kill a boss. So if I had the right gear, there probably would have not been a shortage of mana for me. I'm not sure if I should be taking that. Okay, that was a pretty good hit. That boss is so tedious for so many people. It's just really annoying. Probably the most annoying boss. And holy hell, she deals a lot of damage. Come on, break your armor. Okay, now she's gonna be horrendously easy though. Hey, what? Why does she still have her purple armor? Screw you. Ha. Valkyrie. Vamp has this little spear move that impales enemies for a total of 6 seconds. And it's not like you flinch them, but you actually, like, stun them for 6 seconds, so they don't really flinch or fly away for the duration of that spear. What's the name of the skill actually? It's called Impale, well, fittingly. And that one's really, really good, especially since it also works on bosses. Like, Ilya is very annoying because of her purple armor, she moves a lot, she has that stupid trap that CCs you. But once you break her armor, I mean, she's just like any other boss now, really. You just have to wait, make sure her ultra's gone. And the funny thing is that Impale goes through ultra, so it's just a really strong skill. I'm not sure if that works in PvP. If it would work in PvP, that's basically a free 6 seconds the enemy can whack you in the face. So I'm not entirely sure if like, I don't know, does it say anything about that actually? It doesn't say anything, okay. Yeah, I don't wanna think about that yet, because that sounds very scary, to get a free 6-second opening. I mean, free, you still have to hit the skill. And it's not like it has a gargantuan hitbox, but still, I mean, if you get hit by something that locks you down for 6 seconds, that's a pretty long time. But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, grinding goes fairly easy. I did actually spend a bunch of my rest points because I wasn't sure when exactly the service would be going down. So I was like, let's do this, so I can actually draw the conclusion of which one of these two Reaper classes to play. In the end, I'm still inconclusive. I don't know, it's just, they both feel right. They both are not really what I would usually play. Valkyrie has stance switches, which still, even though I don't really use it, it's still there, so it's kind of a mechanic that I'm not using, so it kind of feels like I'm half-assing the class, which is... I don't really like half-assing stuff. I mean, it did not seem mandatory so far, but I think it's actually... For PvP, I think it's very useful, but I think even in PvE, if you use that stance switch correctly and at the right time, I think you can actually benefit from it quite a bit. But hey, that's... well, that's just me, really. Yeah. Anyways, other than that, closed beta, as I said, by the time you see this video, we're maybe even close to open beta, I don't know. But generally, everything worked like a charm for me, other than a few visual bugs, one crash, and... other than that, I really did not have any technical difficulties. I mean, sure, there was lag in PvP, but that makes sense since we're playing on the US server, so it's gonna be all over the place, but everybody knew that. But like real technical issues, I didn't have any quests that didn't work, I didn't have any things glitching out, so everything was actually working quite nicely, which is very, very good. I mean, it's closed beta, it's not early access or something, and the game is out in... the game is, I think somebody said it's from 2013, so the game is actually like 4 years old. So it would make sense that the game is actually fairly well done at this point, and there shouldn't be any major issues. But you never know, especially with all the reworks they're doing for our version, there can always be something that slips past. And I'm not entirely sure, but somebody said on the forums that apparently the... my inventory is full. What? Oh, whatever. That apparently... the XP required from 63 to 64 is actually higher than the XP required from 64 to 65. Personally, I did not pay attention to that, so that might be true, that might not be true. It would be kind of weird to have XP scale in such a way, but then again, that's just a... it's not something game-breaking, but it's good that actually some people notice that, because that's definitely... I don't think that's intended. That might be a leftover of sad things, like as I said. They changed things for our version, so naturally there might be things people overlook. Because they quite simply don't have it on the radar. There's things that have been working in the game for so long that if you change those things, not everybody is going to be fully paying attention to that and having everything that might potentially be affected by it on the radar. I mean, that's the point of a closed beta test, really. To figure out things, how rates are, the balancing issue, the things about the cash shop, the feedback about the pet food, which generally I don't like the way they did it, but that's just me. And then again, I said that in one of the other videos that pets are absolute, at least for now, absolutely luxury. So you don't need them, and that makes me very happy because really, picking up in this game seems very nice. The stats some of these pets gave you are not bad either, but feeding those pets was quite a chore for me. So I wasn't entirely sure how I feel about that, so... yeah. Anyways, let's go for Ilya again. And let's see how we're doing. Ooh! Screw you. Ouchie. Her armor is almost done, okay. So we have that freezing skill. And once her damn stupid ultra state is gone... oh, she actually broke my impale. Rude! I might actually die. That was unfortunate. See that impale? She doesn't, like, she moves away, but she would if she wouldn't be stuck at the table, but she doesn't really have any flinching animation when having that impale on. So that makes boss fights insanely easy, given if you actually break the armor and hit it, not like I did just now. but I mean, you get the point. So, she has actually quite interesting moves, Vamp, and some people thought she was using her own health as a blood pool, so maybe there was a bit of a misconception, I guess. But that's definitely not how the class works. So basically, you just have a resource that you build, and then you just use it. So it's nothing extraordinary, but it's fun that some of these classes have different mechanics. And I think that makes the game more versatile. As I said, I'm not entirely sure how some of the moves generally in-game work out in PvP, but that's something we'll be seeing in the future, really. Other than that, as I said, I did have fun playing closed beta of Kritika Online. It feels really good. Everything I did so far wasn't or didn't seem too bad. Starhenge was kind of a bit of a hit or miss, I guess. Like, the daily quests in Starhenge are not that bad, but farming those dungeons, it felt a bit weird. Rather, like, for me, it seemed more worthwhile actually farming Xanadu dungeons and just getting intrusions for Kagerfeld badges and stuff like that. I mean, sure, you get the 65 legendaries in Starhenge dungeons, but they're bound, so you can't sell them, and if you dismantle them, you're not getting such a great amount of materials either. So it felt a bit strange, so I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they'll rework that. I heard rumors that we're gonna get another endgame thing in open beta, so there might be something else to farm. And there's a lot of people with a lot better gear than I am. Like, I saw people having 120,000 comet rating. It's like, what the hell? Like, they farmed a lot in Starhenge, and I was like, oh, I mean, I just didn't see the point to do that. I explored every dungeon. I explored everything I could explore other than the top tier combat or PvE arena. Okay, I give you that, but really, that's something I'll eventually see anyway. So I didn't see why I would spend so much time in one character. I rather wanted to check out more classes, but then again, everybody has their own ways of testing and spending time in a closed beta, so more power to those people. Other than that, as I said, I did manage to experience everything the game had to offer, so I'm pretty happy about that. Everything seems solid, unless there is going to be major changes to something. As I said, the biggest change for me that has or should happen, and rather quickly at that, if you ask me, is the PvP change, because PvP just, it's fun, but it feels weird, really. It just feels weird, plain and simple. So I guess we just have to see and wait how things will be playing out. How important the gear is actually going to be. Like, gear does play a role. It didn't feel like it had such a huge impact, but then again, I never faced these uproaringly huge geared people in PvP. Like, the highest I've seen in the arena was 24,000, which was very close to my combat rating. But as I said, there's plenty of people having 60, 70, 80,000, and also a bunch of people above 100,000 combat rating. So I'm not entirely sure how hard these people are going to be hitting in the arena, but that's just for that. Other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy some of the content, at least, that I did make for Kritika Online. As I said, stay tuned for more once the open beta goes live. I'll be focusing mainly on my Doomblade, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be not gonna be playing other classes. I just don't know how active I'm gonna be, especially at the beginning. As I said, I'll probably put most of my time into the Doomblade rather than what I did in the closed beta right now, that I did meddle around with every other class. I'm probably just gonna make them and very casually level up my alts. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the new classes, but I don't think we will get them at open beta. I assume we're gonna receive them maybe a month, 2 or 3 after launch. That's what I suspect. But this is really just a guess out in the blue, so there might be differences. You never know. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Some Vamp PvE, sure as hell only level 35, so the funny skills, I still don't have them, but maybe in open beta. I'm not sure which of the 2 Reaper classes I'll be playing. Anyways, that's all for now. Hopefully the gap between closed beta and open beta is not gonna be too long. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and as always, see you next time.